Hey guys, this is Bea from Responsive Muse, and I'm very excited to show you our EasyBlog widget. So with EasyBlog, you can create your own and unique blog in Adobe Muse. It's very easy to set up, all in Muse. You won't need any third-party platforms or any database. Also, the essential requirement here is that you need a PHP-compatible server. So before purchasing this widget, make sure your server is compatible, because there's some servers, like for example Business Catalyst, that set some restrictions, so please make sure. And we have a free version and a premium version, so if you want more information about this, you can click on the link that's inside the description below. Now I'm going to show you our demo. This demo is live right now, and I'm going to show you what you can get with this widget. So right now this is the post archive, and we have the pagination here, so I'm just going to go through this pagination back and forth, and now I'm just going to go inside one of the posts. So this is a single post where you can find the title, some videos, and you can go back and you'll go back to the archive. So this is how it will look. As you see, the content, what it does, it pushes the rest of the elements down. And this is a longer pause, and you see how it pushes the rest of the elements. So if you want to check the demo, it's also inside the description. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how does this widget look in Muse, and I'm going to show you a little bit all the widget settings and how does this work. Okay, so I'm going to bring it into Muse. Okay, so I have two Muse files open here. One is the demo, which is already done with the widget, with different widget settings, and this one is what you might see once you download the widget. So when you download the widget, you'll find several files, and you'll find a Muse file, and you will find a PHP file and a README TXT. So these are very important, because you have all the instructions there and what you need to get this running. Okay, so this is the widget. Once you drag it to your workspace, you'll see nothing, but that's because you need to attach your PHP file. So I'm going to open the widget settings here, and you see the first thing you have to do is add PHP file here. So unzip the folder and you'll find PHP file, which is called EasyBlog PHP. So first thing you have to do is you have to edit this. You have to edit some values. Open this file with Notepad or Sublime. This is Sublime, and what you have to change for privacy, you need to change the username and the password, which you can find up here. This is all to enter the control panel, so this just for security reasons. So it's better not to use these default details. So I'm not going to change it right now, but just make sure you guys do it, okay? I strongly recommend this. Okay, so once you're done editing, what you're going to do is open and add the PHP file. So just click on. So now you'll see all the dummy content. And so it's easy for you to start styling and see the width of the post. Okay. Now let me show you. I'm gonna just move a little bit here. Wait a minute. Okay. I'm gonna go through the settings right now. First thing is show post category. We're gonna talk about this in the end of the video because it's an optional, and you have to actually edit the PHP file. So just because it's optional, I'll talk about it in the end. Now, what you can set here is post per page. Right now it's set to 8. You can see 8 posts here. Post height and post minimum width and maximum width. So it's important to add the post minimum width and post maximum width just because of responsiveness purposes. And so the widget will adapt better to smaller devices. So make sure you set these two. Also the margin, and I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to hide this, and I'm going to keep on scrolling down a little bit and see what you can find. You can decide if you want to show the title color, font size, and the description. You can choose the font and also play with the colors with the box gradients, as you can see here. And down here is if you want how much you want to show from the description. So this is here it explains a little bit in example 1 and example 2. If the description box height is 40 and the line height is 20, then you will show 2 lines. Right now, as you can see here, right now it's showing, actually I think it's 2 lines. With the title it's 3. Also the pagination bar, which is under here, these numbers down here, you can also customize it. So I'm going to hide the pause archive. Pause archive is the first thing you see here. This is the pause archive. So all the settings that I've talked about right now is about this pause archive. And now I'm going to show you single pause. So this is what is this going to look like. Once you click on the pause, the settings now are about this. Okay, so I'm going to open the widget settings again. So you can choose a whole bunch of fonts here, background color, opacity, and the same thing. You can change the title color, the size, the text color, and if you want to add the links, you can choose what color will those links appear, and if you want some kind of decoration like the underlined or none. And also single pause, the backlink, which is this one over here, you can also customize it. This widget will automatically adapt its content to each breakpoint. You just have to resize it and it will adapt. I'm going to show you how. I'm just going to make this widget slightly smaller, and you can see how now we have 2 rows with 4 pause and how it's going to create a third row with 2 pause. So this might be enough for some designers and just want it to resize on its own. But if you want to make your design more even, let's say in different breakpoints you want, and for example like in smaller breakpoints you want 3 rows with 3 pause so it looks more even, then you have to add a different widget with different widget settings. I'm going to show you how to do this. It's all about hiding in breakpoints. So we're right now in the biggest breakpoint, with this 1400. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to copy the widget. Then it looks fine here, so I'm just going to hide in other breakpoints because I want this widget just to show here, which I mean is the widget settings. It's set to 8 pause, and now in this other breakpoint, and it has to look smaller, I'm going to paste the widget again. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to resize it to the safe area, but I want it open widget settings, and here instead of 8 I'm going to select 9. So another pause will appear. Right now, for me this looks better. Okay, so I am going to copy this, and same thing, right click and hide in other breakpoints. Paste it here again. By the way, I'm using Ctrl V, Ctrl C. And just same thing, resize it. So in this breakpoint, I think it looks fine. Just how many rows I've got? No, now I have 9. So I'm just gonna delete, not really delete, but change the widget settings back to 8. Because I have rows with 2 paused. Let's see if this looks better. Yep, it looks better. So actually, let me see how it looks in others. Well, I'm gonna resize it. So what I'm going to do is, instead of hiding in other breakpoints, I'm just going to hide it in the bigger breakpoints, because now I just can resize it and it will look good. So I'm just going to click on it and hide in breakpoint. Go to the 1400, same thing, hide in breakpoint. So we have 3 different widgets with 3 different widget settings. This is one widget, we've hidden it in other breakpoints. Another widget, same thing, hidden in other breakpoints. And then we have this widget here, starting from 1000 pixel breakpoint. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to resize it, and it will end up being in one row. As you see, same thing with the smallest breakpoint. Make sure when you hide in breakpoints, it's easy to get confused, and just double check in case it's showing the widget in this case. Okay, so it's done. And I just have one widget. So now I'm going to talk about categories and show you how you're going to set your different categories in Muse. So I'm going to open the settings here and show you. So if you want all the categories to show in one page, then you have to leave this field empty. You just delete it and leave it empty. But if you want to show a specific category, then you have to write it exactly as you've written it in the PHP file. Okay, so I'm just going to leave this empty right now. So just remember, if you want to show everything in the same widget and in the same page, then just leave this empty. If you want a specific category, then you have to write it exactly how you've written it in the PHP file. I'm going to open the PHP file again. Sorry. And as we've seen before, here are the values that you must change. And then this here is the categories. So now we have general, news, events, and if you want to create more, just separate them by commas. Please do not modify the quotes. And just for example, travel, and just say another one, which is fun. So if you want just in one page a specific, so if you want just travel to show specifically in this widget and in this page, then here you would just copy travel. If you want it to be fun, then copy fun. Remember, it has to be exactly as you've written it in the PHP file. So now we're going to our control panel, the back end. I'll show you how you can modify, edit, and delete any post. So once you're done with your blog, you should export it and upload it into your PHP compatible server. Once you've done that, then you can access your control panel. So to access your control panel, you should copy this URL. You should access by typing yoursite.com/assets/easyblog.php. So if your domain name were adobemuse.com, then to access your control panel, you should type adobemuse.com/assets/easyblog.php. As an example, I've created another demo, and this up here is the domain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy it and open it in another tab. And I'm going to copy assets/easyblog.php. So as I said, this is all the domain, then add /assets/easyblog.php. So just enter it. So now is when you have to enter it the user and the password that you've set in the PHP file. So I'm going to type mine. And this is the control panel. So here's where you can view all the posts that you have written and you have published. You can edit them, and I'm going to show you how to do this. So first I'm going to create a new post. Just click here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to replicate the post that we have in our own blog in Responsive Muse. So you have to add a title, a featured image, a short description, keywords for SEO purposes, and post category. Remember about categories, it's completely optional. And you can choose if you want to publish it automatically or not. So I'm going to get this post here. And I'm going to copy the title. I've also prepared the images. So I'm going to add it here. A short description, which I am also going to copy from here. And keywords. Just separate this by commas. So keywords, for example, web, design, Muse. And I'll leave the post category to general, and I don't want to publish this yet, so I'm just going to click on create. Remember, all fields are required here, so you can wait or refresh it on your own because it will automatically refresh. So as you can see now, the only difference here is that this is not public yet. So here you can actually copy, you can modify the title that you've written, the keywords and the description. And here's the image that I've uploaded. So I'm going to click on here because that's where you're going to add the content. So here you're going to add the content. What I'm going to do, same thing, is I'm going to copy the content here. So I'm sure you guys are familiar with the tools here, how you can edit the text, how you can add links, you can add images or videos from YouTube. So I'm just going to do a basic post with text and just click on save. So let's close this. And if you want to go back, just click on post list. So here, if you want to edit anything here, you have to click on this icon here, and you can start making your changes. So for example, I want to make this public, so just click on yes. Whenever you're done with the changes, remember to go back here and click on the save button. So right now, if I go back to my blog, I still have 3, but if I refresh this, then I have the four posts. Okay, so let me show you another thing. Oh, so for example, what you can do too is you can choose to order the post differently by title, by ID number, keywords, the description, different categories, if it's public or not. So you can choose, and even you can search. Right now, the search does not make sense when you have 4 entries and I can see them all, but just imagine you have like more than 50 entries. So this search engine, it's really helpful. I'm just going to click on, for example, Dropbox, and because this entry, this post is talking about Dropbox, or is actually the keyword here is Dropbox. And for example, let's use another one, PNGs. And it's actually the same because it's talking about PNGs over here. Okay, so that works pretty well. Another thing is you can actually download all this in CSV files. Also, the image gallery. You can upload and have the image gallery here. And let me see, let me go back. So, for example, what is useful, this image gallery, is, for example, if you want to change the image here. So, let's say, let's go to the image gallery, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload a new image. Actually, I'm going to choose an image from the blog. Let's say this one here. And I'm going to save it. Okay, so back to upload image, then just select the file. And it's this one over here. And then you have to click on upload. Same thing, it will refresh on its own. So now it's refreshing. And we have the image here. So what you can do here too is you can actually use the search engine, or you can delete the images. As for example, this one is duplicated, so what I can do is just delete it. Are you sure you want to completely delete this? Yes, don't worry. Other way, if I wanted to change the image, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this image URL and I'm going back to the pause list. So I've deleted a previous image, so that's why it's not showing here. So what I can do is click on the edit button and delete this URL and copy the new one. Click on save and you'll see the image appear. You can do it, you can use the image gallery here, and inside the pause you can also add the images into the image gallery. Also, you can delete the post here. So just an example, I'm going to delete this post. It will also ask me if I'm sure if I want to delete it, and click on yes. And if you want to choose, if you want to edit which post you want to make public or not, you just have to click also again here in the edit button and choose no. Go back to save. So you see the post now is in red. It means that it's not public. So I hope you guys like this tutorial. Hope you like our widget, our EasyBlog widget. Thank you very much for watching.